Hello, 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 everybody. Sorry I'm a couple minutes late. I didn't mean to be. I got distracted. Distracted. I was playing with a couple programs on my computer. I apologize. You guys, today is Friday Friends with the Take 5 group. When you hop on, say hello and let me know that you're here. Let me double check to make sure we are everywhere we're supposed to be. Hold on 2 seconds just to let me make sure. Hello, Deb. I must be out there somewhere. So that's fantastic. Let me make sure I am in the Take 5 group because I'm not sure anybody else is up and moving quite yet. Yep, we're where we're supposed to be. Fantastic. So, hello, friends. It's Friday. Hi, Miss Mary. Hello, hello. All right, what do we have going on today? Today's Friday, friends. We'll be live this morning with everybody. Up after me is Susan, and then I believe it's Mary. We have a whole lineup of fun friends that are going on. Thank you, Deb, for sprinkling me out. So we have all kinds of fun things happening today. So make sure you check us all out. You can stay right here in the Take 5 group and just keep scrolling. At the end of the live in just a few minutes, the next guest will be up. Hello, Kathy. Good morning. Okay, you guys. Yesterday I released a ice skate due to family things. I did not have the opportunity to go live yesterday to show you guys the kit and put it together. So we're going to do it this morning. I'm at a loss for words. Hello, Brenda. How are you? So I'm going to just put my camera so you can see what's happening here. Let's just put this guy. You know what? Let's try something here. I'm going to see if this will work for me today. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Nope, not that one. Let's try. Yeah, see, they don't always work for me very well. Let's see. There we go. How's that? Something a little different. So you can still see me. Plus you can see that real well. All right, so here is our release. This is available over on the website. If you're interested in that, the link to this directly to this project is up in my description. Hello, Lucille. Hello, Mama. How are you today? So we're going to get this painted and put all together and do that. If we have time, I've got another craft that I'd like to do. I'm going to completely switch from winter Santa back to fall if we get this done, but we shall see. So let's just get started. My base right here, oh gosh, because I need to use up these little pads that I have just to get them out of here, but my stuff sticks to it sometimes. This has snowflakes etched on it, which is totally cool. I am thinking because the blade is gray, I don't know. I'm not really sure what color I want to do this. Let's wait on that. I was going to go ahead and do it, but I think I'm going to wait and see how this comes together. All right, so let's get started. Let's go all the way to the bottom. So I'm just going to slide this over here. Comes in all these pieces here. And we're going to get started. Let's do our bottom. We don't have to really paint the whole bottom because not everything will show, mainly up in here and where the eyelets are. So we're just going to kind of paint over here. And I think I'm going to do my background. I think I want to do it black. So we're going to do black. I was thinking about gray, but I think we might want to do black. So let's just get moving along here. Now, some of the stuff I will use a paintbrush, and then other stuff I'm going to use the makeup wedges. So just kind of depends on what I want to grab. Now, like I said, I don't have to get the whole thing. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of go in this general area. We'll pick up that piece to make sure that we've got it. No need to waste the paint if we don't need to. Just got to make sure that it covers what is going to be shown. Okay, so I'm thinking that's probably all that I need to paint right there as far as that goes. So let's grab this right here. I'm going to pick this up off of here, and I'm just going to kind of look. Yep, I think we got it. We got this crease here. We got all of those. This little guy will go up here. So it looks like we got all of it. So that's really all that we need to paint on this back. Now we're going to have to do the back because it's going to be something that's standing. All right, so while I have it all right here, I'm just going to dry this real fast. We're going to go ahead and get the back painted. So that's done, and use up this black paint that we have right here. I'm just going to paint the whole back black. I think that'll be good. Okay, so we'll just do that. Good morning, Miss Wendy. How are you? How are you? All right, so here we go with just painting the back. I'm going to get a bigger paintbrush because this is going to take forever if I don't. So it's Friday, everybody. Thank goodness for Friday, right? Thank goodness for Friday. I'm so glad that it's Friday. And I am taking the weekend off. You guys, I don't normally turn down overtime. I feel like it's a thing that if they're offering it, I'm going to take it. But I'm taking this weekend off. And what's going to be special about taking this weekend off for me is I have no plans. We do have plans to go out to dinner tomorrow night with some friends, but we don't have any real big plans. Ever since we went critical at work, and I worked all summer, we're not critical anymore, but the only time I took time off was when we were going to go do something like go to a race. Now, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love going to races and all that kind of stuff, but it was always to have something. I'm putting water on my brush is what I'm reaching over here for, because this is chalk paint and it's super thick, but it was always to go do something. And this weekend we don't have to go do anything. Took a couple Sundays off ago to pick up the granddaughter when she went to see her dad. But, so we have the auction tomorrow. So I do have things that I'm doing over the weekend, but I don't have to go anywhere or anything like that, So I'm kind of excited about that. Haven't done that in a minute. So I'm just trying to get down in here. I just figured we'd go ahead and get this part painted because sometimes I tend to glue everything together and then it's kind of a pain in the butt to get painted on the back. So I figured we might as well just get her painted. You guys, I don't think you guys care to watch me do that real quick. Now, something I didn't think about when I put that thing on is down here where this little ledge is right here, that goes down into the thing. You might be able to see some of that. So I'm just going to take this paint and I'm just going to cover that area right there because you might be able to see where it sits down inside there. Okay, so now we have a skate on our board right there, right? Okay, so I'm going to set this right over here so it can be drying because we're done painting that. That's how easy peasy that went. All right, so next thing, let's get the skate part painted. So here's our skate right here. This part goes up here. Those are different. Okay, so I want to paint this part white. All right, and why I didn't grab any white paint, I have no idea. So I'm going to grab out of, this is empty. I need to buy some more. It's the Rust-Oleum chalked paint. I keep it in these bottles here. And there's just a tish left in there. So we're just going to use it up. We might as well use it up. So that's what we're going to do. Good morning from sunny Arizona. Wow. Yeah, it's supposed to be in the 60s this weekend. So it's not going to be that bad here in good old Indiana, but this week it has been cold. It's been freezing and frosting and all that kind of fun stuff. So that's been not fun. But Arizona, I'm sure it is absolutely beautiful there. Absolutely beautiful there, I'm sure. You know, I like fall weather. I like wearing sweatshirts and being cozy and things like that. But I love summer. I like the being able to be outside and go swimming and stuff like that. So I'm kind of a fall but yet summer gal, you know. So I love going to the beach and things like that. So I always think that, maybe when I get older and retire, I want to retire to like Florida or someplace that it's warm all the time. I say that, but you never know. You never know. Now, I'm not getting real close to the edges there because I'm going to get the makeup wedge out, I think, and do that part because I don't want to get paint over the edges because that's where the little balls come up on the sides there. So I'm going to do that with the makeup wedges. So that's why I'm kind of staying away from there. I'll sit that down. Grab me a makeup wedge right here. So, hey, Melissa. There's my friend Melissa from Junk and Craft Treasures, you guys. She stopped by to say hi. I'm sure she's heading to work or she's at work, I'm sure. So, hello, young lady. You guys, the mystery boxes that I do a lot of times, that's where I get them from. And if we get this craft done, that's what I was going to work on. I was going to work on my mystery box from Junk and Craft Treasures. So, she's got the November craft box for sale right now. So, go check that out. I mean, I'm sure you've seen a lot of us do her mystery box. Neat stuff. Neat stuff. I absolutely love it. It's like a little present for ourselves, It's like a little gift, that we can get each month and just, it's within the things that we like, because we all like to craft and stuff like that. So, of course, that's what it's about. All right, so there is my skate. I painted it white. We're going to do it. We're going to like frame it in a little bit with black is what we're going to do. But we've got to wait for that to dry a little bit. So I'm going to sit this guy right here. I've got a paintbrush sticking there. Sit that there. We need to get this guy painted white. But see how doing the makeup wedge, you don't get quite, you still get it on the side, but not quite so much as you do like when you go across it with a piece with paint. All right, so now we have the bottom of the shoe. And we have the skate. The skate I want to do gray, and I want to do inside the shoelaces gray. I want to do this part black right here. So I'm just going to take my makeup wedge, and I'm going to cut the white piece off. And we're going to go right into the black and get that done. I don't like to waste the makeup wedges. I mean, they're not expensive, but if you can cut them and keep using them, that's what I like to do. Okay. And it's the same thing like stenciling. You don't want a whole bunch of paint on your makeup wedge. It just makes it a little easier to paint. You can also just kind of wipe it on like that too. That will help, or that gets it covered also. The other thing I like to do is a lot of times I'll put tape. I'll put a piece of tape underneath whatever I'm painting, even if it's just a small piece like this right here. And then I have something to hold on to rather than the wood piece and getting it all over my fingers. See what I mean? Okay. Okay, I think that's pretty much it for the black. I think. We shall see. But I do know I want those two to be gray. I'm going to go ahead and grab another makeup wedge, and I'm going to pull this gray out here. It doesn't feel like there's very much in this bottle, but we are going to try and get enough out. Excuse my paint bottle. So now the reason I'm doing this gray is, see, the shoelaces sitting over the top. See, you're going to be able to see those through there. So that's why I'm painting this gray. And I think that's just the color that I wanted to use. So all this stuff, you guys, you do it the way you want to do it. Just like this big skate and stuff here. You could always a decoupage a napkin on there. You don't have to use the wood cutouts that go on top. You could just use it as the skate part and use that little cutout thing on something else if you wanted to. All these projects like this, you got to do what you want to do. All right, so there's the skate part. Okay, so now let's pull this over here. I know for sure, I'm going to get me some tape here because I know for sure I want my snowflake to be white, and I want all these little dots right here to also be white. Okay, so that's going to be white. I'm going to grab some more tape right here. Okay, and I'm going to have my shoelaces be red. Now, see, I have a picture right here. You guys can see it in the camera right there. I have a picture right there of one done. That's kind of what I'm copying off of because I didn't really want to think about it too hard today. I'm going to do those red right there. The rest of this is going to be green, different colors of green. Okay, so we have this right here, and we already have some white out. I'm going to grab a little more out of here. So here we go. There's too much on there. And we're going to do, now we could do what we did with our elf shoe. And that was, we did the snowflake. We covered it in diamond dust. We could do that again, or we could just leave it. I think this time I'm going to just leave it for right now. But I may change my mind. I may want to put some on a little bit later. If we do, we do. Okay, I'm going to cut the gray off because we're going to jump over to red. And get me some red right here. And I'm going to put some red on my plate. So, what's everybody doing this weekend? Anybody doing anything exciting, fun? Is it anybody's birthday, anniversary, anything like that? My husband's birthday is Wednesday, next Wednesday. So we'll probably, my family usually goes out to dinner on everybody's birthday. So I'm sure next Wednesday we'll all be going out to dinner. But that's about it. That's all. Last night, I went to an informational meeting. The school has decided to, thank you, Wendy. The school is doing a European tour where they can go to, well, they can go to Costa Rica, or they can pick the European one, which takes them to Spain, France, and Italy. Next spring break, not this coming spring break, but spring break 2025. And so we went to a little meeting about that. And well, both girls want to go. It is expensive. So we've got to figure out how we're going to do that. How we're going to do that where everybody can go and all that kind of stuff. So, but I think it's kind of like one of those things that's a once in a lifetime thing. You know, I mean, I don't know what they're going to be when they get older. I don't know if they're going to be able to travel abroad or, you know, go to college abroad or anything like that. I don't know. So I really feel like this opportunity of going with the school is kind of like a once in a lifetime thing. So I really want to make it happen for them, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so I'm going to take some gray here. Okay, and I'm going to kind of come up where the balls are. The little red balls where that line is. I don't know how far down I need to go, so I'm just going to go to there. Okay, and then I'm going to come over here and do these two like that. I don't know, just to kind of pull everything in together is what I'm thinking that I want to do. Okay, now I'm going to pick out a different green, another green, just to have a little bit of contrast. So I put this green on, this avocado. Now I'm going to put this Christmas green on. So, and as usual, I'm running out of room on my plate because I'm not neat about covering my plate. I just kind of start going all over the place on it. Can't help it. Can't help it. Okay. And I'm going to cover a little bit of what, see, this is going to go on top of that. So you're not going to see that. Okay. And I can already tell, oops, that I got a little bit of green where I have the gray. So I'm going to go ahead and fix that real quick right here. Okay. Because I don't, oh my goodness, you guys, I did this the other day. I broke that again. I need to stop picking them up like that. That is all me. It's all me and all my fault. So you got to be careful with these. I mean, the bridges between them are very thin. So you just kind of got to be careful. Don't manhandle it like I just did. I mean, it's okay. When we glue it on there, it'll glue down. It's just, I hate that I do that. Did it the other day too. The last time we were doing something, I broke something on it. Okay. Now we'll go along here and get these. And like I said, the parts that get covered up, you don't have to paint. You can paint them just in case you don't get your stuff lined up real good and you kind of can see the bottom piece a little bit. So you could go along the edges like that and hit the edges if you wanted to make sure. Okay. So now we're going to sit this over here and let this dry. Now we need to do a little bit of shading on some things. Let's see. You did that when you were 18. That was amazing. Yeah, I know. My grandson is going to France next summer school club. He's the only boy. Oh my gosh, with 15 girls. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's going to be interesting and fun. Okay. So I want to take this guy here. And I kind of want to do the edges. I want to kind of shade them with black. All right. So I'm just going to take my brush here. It's still got a little paint on it, but not a whole lot. And I'm just going to kind of outline a little bit. I'm going to put some more paint on here. All right. But I'm just going to kind of wipe it off a little bit just to get, so we got some more coming on there. It's easier with a stencil brush, I think. So I'm going to go over here and get some paint right here. I'll work it up into my bristles like I feel like it's easier with a stencil brush, and that's probably just because I'm used to doing it with a stencil brush. So I find it easier. See how much easier that is to get it to really show up on there. Now I'm doing it a little bit dark, but that's kind of the look that I wanted to go for. So you could go a little bit lighter if you needed to. But I just think it's going to add a little shading to it and make it look kind of cool. Okay. Now I'm going to go all along here. Okay. And I'm going to come up here. Now I kind of want to get down in here a little bit. But I've got to be careful because I don't want to, I can't like move the wood over. So I'm just going to kind of just run my brush along there a little bit. Not a big deal, just a little right there. And I kind of want to go inside here so that when we put our shoestrings on, it's got a little bit of an outline too. Okay. So you see what I mean right there on how we did that? Okay. So I wanted to do that with the black. I also want to do the blade here with the black. Okay, I'm going to grab some more here. You know, a lot of times we use the antique wax and stuff to do this with, You don't have to always use the antique wax. You can always use another color that you have in your project. It doesn't have to always be the antiqued color. Okay. Now, obviously, the shoe base is already black, so we're not going to go around that. We're going to leave it alone. Okay, so we've got that right there. Now, these pieces here, like this stuff and this stuff, and even, well, no, my shoelaces. I think my shoelaces I want to do with the black, but the others I'm going to do with white. So it almost looks like it's snowy, you know. It's not really snowy, and that's really not a look you would see on an ice skate, but that's what it makes me think of, kind of frosted or flocked, you know, that type of thing. Okay, so I like that look. Oh, look, we've got to do this little piece here. I forgot about this little piece that goes on there. So let's get it real quick. It was hiding over here. Okay, so now I'm going to get another makeup or another stencil brush because, like I said, I like using this way. I'm going to get some white paint, and I'm just going to kind of wipe that off a little bit. All right, so now I'm going to go around this ivy, or not ivy, this holly with the white. Okay, now a lot of the holly will be covered up, but you'll still see the edges and stuff. But see how that's going to make it kind of look like it's, I want to say snowy. That's the word I keep wanting to use. But that's probably not the right word. But see how that kind of looks kind of cool? And we're going to do the same thing with that piece I broke. Okay, I'm going to just kind of very gently go along these edges here and just put some white on here. Some places a little bit darker, some places a little bit lighter, just to add a little contrast here. Okay, now obviously I can't get down in every single little hole, so see, I can just kind of go over the top of it, and it just kind of lightens it up and gives it some texture because some of it's darker in some places than others. Okay, I'm even going to hit these a little bit. I think you're not going to really see them. I'm still going to hit them a little. And my broken piece right here. So, okay. So then I also want to go around these little balls here with some white. I'm just going to leave them on the tape and just kind of go around. Again, it's just framing it in and just adding as another dimension to the project. Okay, I think that's all that we got. And I think we're about ready to start assembling this. Okay, is that it? Is that it? Oh, I kind of wanted to go with these. I don't know. I'm thinking I might want to go around them a little bit with the black. First, I was thinking maybe green, but I think we'll just hit it with some black, just around the edges a little. Like I said, to add a little something. Now, I'm not going to mess with the snowflake. I'm going to leave it alone. All right. So now let's put all these up here on this. And we still need to figure out our base. Okay, our base right here. Because see, now our skate will be down on top of it. So should we do this white? Hello, Melanie. Should we paint this white? Or should we paint this gray? You guys tell me what you think while we start gluing this all together. Okay, tell me what you think about that. Okay, so let's go to the very bottom piece again, right here. And let's just get started. Okay, just line everything up. Hello, Miss Judy. All right, I want to make sure that I get this pretty good because it's kind of hanging out there by itself. Always want to make sure you get along your edges good. so that when you touch it and you do things with it, if you clip the edge, it doesn't come loose. I'm going to hit those right there just because they kind of stick out a little bit. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, this skateboard or this ice skate is about 12 inches, a little bit less, but it's about 12 inches tall. Just a second, I'll get my ruler out or my tape measure out and tell you for sure. Okay. Now I like to use the stick fast. I like to use the thick or medium. Thin is just a little too thin for me. And gives you a few minutes to get it taken care of. Yeah, it's right at about 12, about 11 and a half. You could move it around and manipulate it around if you needed to. But once you push down on it, it's pretty much stuck. Okay. So I just wanted to double check. I'm going to come up here in the screen so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, now I definitely want to go along here. Now, if you get this glue on your hand, it is like having super glue on your hand. It will wash off when you take your shower and get your hair washed and all that kind of stuff. But they also have this stuff called debonder. You can put on your hands and help get it off. It also helps get glue when you get glue on things that you don't mean to get on. It's called debonder. It works fantastic for that. What's also cool about debonder is it doesn't mess up your paint job. If you would happen to you got a big blob of paint where you didn't mean to, it's not going to mess up the paint. So there we go. Right there. So here we are with our skate. It's coming together. Would light blue work? Maybe look like water. That's a good idea. What do you guys think about this base? See, it's going to sit. It's going to sit on here. Oops, I don't have it all the way down in. But it's going to sit. Oh, my finger stuck to the glue. It's going to sit on like this. I think blue would be pretty. What do you guys think? Should we use like a light blue on the bottom there? We might do that. We might do that. Now, let me get back to that screen that I was on. Let me get back to the screen that I was on, I believe, because we had a little trouble at first, didn't we? I think it was this one. Nope, it was this one. That one. It's called the news layout. So remind me next time, ladies, the news layout. There's too many options. We have way too many options for things, and sometimes it gets a little, you don't know which button to push. All right, so I think I painted the wrong side of this. I did, and I just put glue on there. Okay, so I'm going to wipe this off real quick. Okay, and we're going to paint it. But first I'm going to put this debonder on here and get that glue off. Okay, that was totally my fault and my doing right there. So let me grab a paper towel. The paper towels just fell on the floor, so. And we will paint that. See, I'm glad we left our stuff out, so we're able to do that with. This debonder is kind of like, it's like an oily stuff. So, might be hard to get to paint, but we're going to try here. I don't think it'll be bad. I'm just going to get some glue on here. Oops, or some paint. There. And we'll let that dry, and then we'll put the black on it. So give it a minute. I just painted the wrong sides all. Silly me. Silly me. Right there. Okay. Set that there and let that dry. We'll let that dry for a second. Okay. So now we have this that's going to go down inside there. Don't put it down till you put the glue in because sometimes they won't come back out. And I do that every single time. kind of laugh at myself. It's like I tell people, don't stick it down in there until you're ready to glue it, because sometimes it sticks and you can't get it back out. Okay. So I'm going to push that down right there. I'm going to go ahead and put this on top. The strings here. Boop, boop, ba-doop, ba-doop, ba-doop. Because I'm going to have a couple more kits next week come out also. That's what I was working on when I was a little bit late this morning. I was working on the design for that. And yes, a wintry feel. Right. So I've got a couple more kits coming out next week. So that's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Now, I got to remember to put this back on because I broke it. Telling you. You know, if you get a kit from me and you break it, or it's broken, you know, when it gets to you, I mean, these things are thin and they can break. And if you can't get it to glue back together, or you don't like the way it looks, please don't hesitate to let me know, and we can fix that. Okay, so that's going to go on top of there like that. Okay. Oh, there we go. I just wanted it to be a little bit of a contrast there. But I think this is kind of a little bit too olivey looking. So I'm just going to kind of go over it a little bit with this white, just to tone it down just a tish. Just a tish. So now when I put it on with the rest of it, I think it looks a little bit better. But what I can go ahead and do is I can go ahead, now they can go ahead and glue this on because it doesn't fit down into anything or anything like that. So let's go ahead and get some glue on this right here. Is that the way it went? Yep. Just line it right up. Right there, like that. Oh, well, I keep sliding it around, which is okay because I don't have it lined up perfectly. There we go. Now it's lined up. There we go. There we go. Okay, and the next thing is, let's go ahead and put these little red little guys on here. So we have a big one and a medium one and a little one. Right here is the little one. It's kind of like little berries, you know. Let's see. That's the medium one. And this is the big one. And I'll push those down here just a second. Let's make sure we got those on good. Push that one down. Even if they're off a little bit, a lot of times you guys, nobody will notice that stuff. So if you don't get your stuff lined up perfectly, don't make a big deal. Don't worry about it. Okay, see how pretty that's becoming? It's just becoming really, really pretty. Okay, so now let's get our whites up here. Okay, I need to look to see where they go for sure. That one looks like that goes there. Do you see the little rounds? There's one there. There's one here. Like that. There's one there. There should be one more. Do you guys see it? I'm not seeing it. Right here. There we go. Okay. So, just put a little bit of glue there. That's why I print the picture off a lot of times when I'm doing it for the first time, from where I bought the file. I did not make this file. I bought it off of Etsy from a friend of mine. And the reason that I do that is because I could take the time to sit and design some of these files. And I have designed a couple files. And occasionally I will do that. But I do like to support my friends that are in business and do things, you know, and this is what they do. And she can whip something like this out 10 times millions faster than I can because she does it all the time. And so instead of the headache of me trying to figure it out and do it, a lot of times I just purchase the files from them to cut out. And this one I did purchase. I also, I have sent a friend of mine the stuff I wanted. It's like, hey, I would love to have a file that looked like, a sloth or whatever. And she's made it for me, and then she just puts it on. I'm just saying sloth. I don't have any sloths on my website, but she's made it for me. And then I just go onto her little store and purchase it rather than, trying to do it myself. That's how I look at it. I look at, there's people that do things that I don't need to be doing. And why make life harder? If somebody out there is doing something you need, just, keep them in business too. They're working just as hard as we are, right? Okay, so now, like I was saying, you could take this, put a big bow on it, and be done. You could even paint this silver down here and make this into a door hanger. Or you could put it on a wreath or something like that. It doesn't have to be used this way, okay? It's just how the kit comes and what comes together on it. All right, now this piece here, I can put it on. I can put it however I want on here. Okay, I don't want it to be on top of that, so I would go up a little bit there. So I'm kind of thinking that looks cute like that. Okay, but I don't have to. I could put it up higher. I could turn it around even. Okay, but I think I'm kind of liking it with these guys up in the air like that. I don't know. I feel like if I did a floral arrangement, that's kind of how it would look. It's kind of like that. All right, so let's get some glue on here. And again, make sure you get glue on the little pieces that stick up. I think that was going to stick off of there. I'm not going to try to go and get every single little spot here because, especially on this one, I'm just going to try to get most of them. Most of the time, things like this, there's not people, obviously this is a shelf sitter. If it would fall over, it could break. But most of the time, people aren't touching your stuff. So you don't have to worry about stuff like that. But sometimes you have somebody that comes over and has to touch your stuff, right? Now see, I put glue all over the back of that thing, and look, my fingers just stuck together. It's sticking up. Okay, the thing I want to make sure is as I push all this down, I get all this down, is I don't want to glue that to my table. I wasn't even thinking. But that's okay, because we can flip this over. Now see, those are sticking up. So I'm going to want to paint those and get some of that off of there. What did I do with that paper towel right here? I'm just going to kind of wipe this glue off of here and off of here, just so that I don't end up with it all over the place, because I put glue there. I'm going to go ahead and put some of this on here just so it's not super sticky. All right, I'll stick my finger in it. So I'm glad I have that stuff, and I'm glad I told you guys about it, so you can not do the things I do. And see, I'll paint those black so that when you're looking at it from the back, I don't know, I might paint them green, probably black though. But there's our beautiful skate. So now let's do our base here. And she was saying maybe do blue. What do you guys think? Like a light blue, kind of like maybe you're on a like some ice or whatever. That might be kind of pretty. I do too. I say that, but I do too. I always have people touching. Always touching your stuff. Set that over there. And let's look at a blue. I don't want to go too light of a blue. Let's see. I'm just kind of spun around here to see what we have. Maybe kind of like a blue like that, almost a white blue. Let's do that. All right. Just going to squirt it on here. And I'm just going to grab another. That's pretty big. Let's use a paintbrush right here. I think blue would be pretty. I do too. Now, these etched parts right here that are on here, okay, if you don't use a whole lot of paint like I just did over there, you'll be able to see those through there. All right. You don't want to just stick a whole bunch of paint on there, but you can also take a pen or something like that and go through it and pull the edges back up. But the other thing to remember is that when you go over it with the makeup wedge, it does better. See how that it doesn't get down in the grooves. Okay. Paintbrush, makeup wedge. Not a big deal. I will fix it later so you can really see that through there. But just always remember your paint is going to be a little bit lighter when it dries than it is when you're first putting it on here. So that'll pop out a little bit more than you think it will. Okay, so let's get some more paint over here. Now this blue that I picked up is called Sky Mist, and it's old, so it's thick. I'm watering it down just a little bit. I don't want to water it down too much so that you can't see it on the board, but I don't want it quite so thick. Okay, so now I could have used the makeup wedge on. I'm going to use the makeup wedge because it's looking different. Okay. So here we go. We're just going to dab that on there. Sometimes the bigger surfaces, I like to use the brushes because it goes a little bit faster, but it was just looking a little bit different. Now I'm probably going to want to put a couple coats on here, but we'll see. We'll see. Now the other thing I could do is I have a snow pen. We could put a little bit of snow on here if we wanted to, or we don't have to. We might just kind of leave it be, let it be its own thing here. And the thing with the makeup wedges too sometimes is you can see where you went and where you didn't go. But you've got to let stuff dry before you start putting more coats and stuff on, because you're just kind of pulling things back off. Kind of like when you paint a wall. You gotta wait a minute and let it get dry. We're gonna go ahead and glue these together like this. It's double thick because that helps with it to be able to stand up real easy. Okay, you just need to make sure you line up your slots in there for it to go through there. Okay, just like that, right there. All right, now I'm gonna dry that a little bit. We got 10 minutes. So we'll go over it again real quick. Let's see, what I was talking about is you can take like a safety pin or something like that, and you can actually go along these and pull that paint back out of those little etched edges. Something like this that's very detailed. It's gonna take you a minute, but some of this, like, okay, for example, like on my snowman mouth, I did not paint that. I took my thing here and I went along in that etched and pulled that paint right back out of there. Okay, so always remember that you can just pull that right back out of there with the you can use a safety pin, you could use a straight pin, you can use your that thing there, your weeding tool, you know, anything you got that's sharp can go along there. Now, something else we could do on here is we could put some little snowflakes on here and glue them on there. I thought it was kind of cool that it had the snowflakes etched on the little base here. I thought that was kind of cool. So, but see how that's covering up a little bit better now? It doesn't look quite so splotchy. Oops, don't put like that much. I tell you. I do a lot of painting, and it seems like sometimes it's like it's the first time I've ever painted something. I just get to going and I make a mess. You know, and two, you can take your makeup wedge and you can kind of wipe it kind of like a paintbrush, and that helps it not have spots either. But it'll be just fine like that. So we're going to dry this a little bit, and I'm going to take my white and go over it just a little bit more. Okay? So, you guys, something else that I got this week was I got all of my stencils in for my Christmas bundle. So we've got some fun things like that coming up as far as stenciling and stuff. I just wanted to dry this a little bit because I'm going to take my stencil brush here that has the white on it. Well, it did have white on it. I'm just gonna grab some here, wipe it off a little bit, just because I can. And I'm just gonna kind of go along this edge here, and I'm kind of framing it into this white onto this light blue is doesn't show up a whole lot, but I'm also lightening up these edges here because you will be able to see that when it's sitting on the table. See how I'm lightening that up a little bit right there, and I'm letting it go up over the edges there. Now that's charring, or that char is on there. Okay, I don't need to get every single little spot, just kind of like it's supposed to be like that. All right, so now what I wanted to do is I want to take my white here, just like this, and I'm going to just kind of go over it a little. I don't know, I just feel like I need to. Right there, I don't know if you can really see where I got that. I pulled some of the blue off there, but that's fine. Okay, so now we're going to put this right inside here, like this. Okay? Now you want to glue that in there. Now see how that's kind of wobbly. Okay, there's a couple things you can do to help with that if it's too wobbly. We can put a little piece of wood back here, but gluing it usually will take care of the situation. So I'm just going to put glue right along in here. Okay, I'm going to put it on each side there, like that. I'm going to put it along the bottom of the skate here because that sits on top of that wood piece. All right. So it doesn't really matter what side is front and what side is back. So we're just going to slide that guy in there, and I'm just going to hold it down for a minute so that it gets dry. Okay. So let's see. Let's pull this up. Boop-a-doo. I didn't put any banners up today, you guys. If you want to join my Telegram channel, make sure you put in exclamation point Telegram, and you should get a notification right back at you. That is that gives you the link to my Telegram channel, and you'll know when I go live, when I have special things going on. Now see how it's not wobbly anymore? I don't want to grab it and shake it, but see, it's stiffened it right up. Also, if you do exclamation point notify, if you're not following me, it'll allow you to follow me, but it'll also get you Facebook notifications, which we know how reliable those are sometimes. Sometimes they're not real reliable. That's why you need to do the Telegram. Jeannie just woke up. She is clear over on the West Coast, and it's 5 o'clock in the morning there. Understandable, Jeannie. Understandable. So you can do that kind of, do that right there. So anyway, so here is our, you know what, let's just do the solo layout here. So here is our ice skate. This is kit number 4. It is on my website. The link is up in the description. If you wanted to get it, it is free shipping. But this is a shelf sitter. I love this, you guys. This is even cuter than I thought it was going to come out. Oh, I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love. I love it. So anyway, it is already on my website, so go check it out. And stay right here in the Take 5 group, and the next presenter will be up in about 3 minutes. And while we wait, I'm just going to put my hand here, and we're going to go over this and get these painted so my back side is all black. I'm just going to do a black because all that's black back here. And that way nothing like stands out like crazy or anything. Now, I got to be careful. I don't want to push down on it and break these little pieces off. You know, these wood kits, they are fragile, so you got to be careful with them. So, there we go. Now look, that's done and I don't have to worry about it. So, anyway, thank you, Jeannie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I absolutely love this. I think this is absolutely cool, absolutely beautiful. I love it. If you guys want to see, let me show you. So far, I've released 4 kits. Okay, this was kit number 3. This sweet little snowman right here. And it's funny because one of the guys at work, he wants me to cut these out for each one of his grandkids to sit at Thanksgiving and paint those. And then they're going to give them to their grandma. And then here was kit. I believe this one was kit number 2. That is the elf boot. And then, of course, we have the elf hat. And Miss Jeannie Clifton, yours is heading out the door today. Got it all cut up, boxed up yesterday, and they're going out today. So you'll be getting your elf boot and your elf hat very soon, right there. So those are fun. Another fun thing I'm doing since I've got 1 minute is over on my YouTube channel. If you go over and subscribe to my YouTube channel, I am doing an ornament a day the month of November. So we've done a couple ornaments. Last night we did this little snowman right here. Now you could put a black bead up here so it looks like he has a hat. You could just put a bead at the bottom. You know, whatever you want to do. And then we did ornament number 1 was these 2 little ornaments. Just little fun things to do. And today we'll be doing something else. So I'm not going to tell you what it is because I'm not sure. I've got a whole list of things and I just kind of go and pick that one. So you guys have a great day and an even better tomorrow. And I will see you later. Ta-ta. Bye-bye. All righty, ladies, cover your eyes.